Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching my video. This is Asani Akita, and speaking on the topic today of black male and female relationships, something I have a great deal of personal experience with, as I'm sure many of you do. Seems to be a problem these days with black male and female relationships, with so many black men being murdered in the drug war and being enslaved in the drug war. It seems that the black woman finds herself carrying the burden of child rearing and also alone in the dating world, alone in the family world, alone in the world period, as most of society does not want to incriminate her but does not want to accept her fully for whom she is either. So that conundrum has brought us all to a point of contention in African America where black men and black women simply do not get along anymore. We simply do not love each other anymore, and we simply do not trust each other anymore. And I contend that the divide and conquer strategy has worked to great effect. The war on drugs being a continuum is part of a continuum of slavery, segregation, criminalization. You often hear objections from whites telling us to stop complaining and stop pulling the race card, stop bitching, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Well, let me ask you, when did the oppression of black men in America stop? Did it stop at the end of slavery? No. Did it stop at the end of Jim Crow? No. How long after the end of Jim Crow and the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Movement did it take for them to institute the war on drugs? See, this is the dirty secret. They never stopped. There are more of us in jail now. There are more of us in bondage now than there were at the height of slavery. I'll repeat. There are more black men in shackles and chains in 2010 than there were in 16 and 10 or 17 and 10 or 18 and 10. We are still slaves. That being said, and I will make another video in concern to the war on drugs, the problem with black males and females is not inherently that we can't get along. It's the system, as well as all the other ills within our society is systemic. If you don't believe that, then you believe that African Americans are inherently screwed up, that we are by nature flawed, that we are genetically deficient. And I refuse to ever believe that assertion. I refuse to ever believe that the descendants of the original people on this earth have not evolved. I refuse to believe that. What's going on between black men and women now is that we've all been enculturated, or at least black women have been enculturated to be white women. You can look at the faces of the most famous black women in the world, and over the progression of their careers, you can see how they become more European. I've seen it with Beyonce. I've seen it with Little Kim. I've seen it with Oprah. Just imagine any black female celebrity you can name, Diana Ross. Go back as far as you can. And the longer their careers, the more white they look. Well, that's now transferred down into the ranks. And black women don't want to be black women anymore. And I'm sorry, sisters, but you're out of order. You are the ones raising these sorry-ass men who treat you like shit. You are the ones with the fake hair and eyes. We didn't need all of that. We didn't need it for millions of years to have babies. I understand. It's what our society's telling us to do. But it's time for African Americans to liberate, and the woman, unfortunately, is going to have to be the weight bearer as she has been throughout this time. Black men are going to have to uprise. We're going to have to rebel. We're going to have to buck this system, and we're going to have to beat this system. We are going to have to stand together and raise each other's kids. And we are going to have to stand together and fight to end this drug war as hard as we fought for voting rights and as hard as we fought for every other liberty that we have in this country. It is time that we end it and stop being treated like second-class citizens. I am sure that if the drug war ends, and that if black women become more disciplined, and stop having multiple children out of wedlock with multiple fathers, then I'm sure we can fix African America. There's a lot more to it, I'm sure. But these are the things that you and I can do right now. And I'm not talking about all black women. I know I may sound like I'm going hard on y'all, because there's a lot of good sisters out there. But you have the responsibility of bearing a child. You have to stop getting pregnant by these no good men. You have to be selective. You have to lay down the law. And when you're raising a son, you have to raise him to respect a woman. Ultimately, right now, you can't blame anyone but the black woman for how the black man is treating you, because you're the ones raising us. I'm one of the fortunate ones. I had a father and a mother, but I was rare. Ladies, you got to be both. And I'm sorry for you, but you got to be both. Maybe after that, we can meet in the middle. Maybe once we start reforming our boys as they grow up to respect women more, we can meet more in the middle. But this is your job, and unfortunately, we're not there to help you. So for all my brothers out here, the ones that's locked up, the ones that are in the ground, the ones that are serving in the military, we're sorry. We're not there for you. But we will be if you let us.